In the upper house, both the Congress and the opposition face-off that was going on a short while back over the AgustaWestland issue. In fact, we got to see how the VVIP chopper scam has clearly taken political center stage, with both the BJP and the Congress hurling charges at one another. In fact, we heard just a short while back Gulam Nabi Azad, who kick-started that discussion by saying that AgustaWestland was blacklisted by the UPA government, and he asked that question to the present government, saying that why was it then part of Make in India? So a lot of charges going to and from both the BJP and the Congress. We even got a reaction from the former Prime Minister of the country, Dr. Manmohan Singh, who said that he is ready for any sort of discussion or clarification, because there's absolutely no case. In fact, Subramaniam Swamy named Sonia Gandhi in Rajya Sabha, and that perhaps is what led to the commotion that we just got to see. Now, Rajya Sabha has been adjourned for 10 minutes. Executive Editor Javed Ansari joins us for more on this. Javed, as expected, a lot of commotion in the upper house. But, interesting point there made by Gulam Nabi Azad, who started off by saying that AgustaWestland company was blacklisted by the UPA government. Then why was it part of Make in India?
Yes, and certainly there are 3 points that he made. One, why was it part of Make in India? What transpired at the meeting between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his Italian counterpart in New York? And why has not the offer of Mr. Michael Christian to come to India and allow himself to be, and to allow himself functions, whatever be taken up. Mr. Arun Jaitley categorically denied that there was ever such a meeting, and he left the floor to Dr. Subramaniam Swamy. The moment, and predictably, Dr. Subramaniam Swamy launched into an attack on Sonia Gandhi. The moment he did that, the Congress was in the well of the House, they raised a storm, and the House had been adjourned. And I'm afraid these uproarious scenes are likely to continue. 10 minutes from now, the House will reconvene, and again this will happen.
Absolutely. But it's interesting, Javed, that the CBI, the ED had even red flagged AgustaWestland's participation in Make in India. So it's interesting then, as to why there hasn't been any response from the government about that particular point.
Because this is they would have to answer this uncomfortable question. Mr. Arun Jaitley deftly sidestepped this. He left the floor to Dr. Subramaniam Swamy, knowing that Dr. Subramaniam Swamy would go for Sonia Gandhi. He's made no secret of the fact that he's going to attack the Congress leadership, and that's precisely what he did. He didn't allow, Mr. Jaitley didn't answer the question that was posed, and it's a very critical question. He didn't answer that. Instead, he left it to Dr. Subramaniam Swamy, because they want to pin down the Congress party, they want to attack the Congress leadership. And that job was handed over to Dr. Subramaniam Swamy.
Absolutely. Javed, just give me a little bit of a backgrounder to this case. When was the CBI asked to inquire about this scam? And is it true that the CBI is, seeking the United Kingdom's help to detain this, British citizen Christian Michael, who's the prime accused in the AgustaWestland case?
Look, the CBI inquiry was ordered by the UPA when it was in power, when Mr. A.K. Antony was the defense minister. Mr. A.K. Antony is on record. He's been on record time and again to reiterate that point, that we were the ones who ordered a CBI inquiry. We were the ones who fought and won the case both in Naples and in Milan. We got the company blacklisted. We got the bank guarantees. We encashed the bank guarantees, and therefore, if it is now for the present government, the government of the day headed by Mr. Narendra Modi, to answer why were they taken off the blacklist, why were they made a part of Make in India, and why hasn't Mr. Christian's offer to be interrogated been taken up? These are questions that the government needs to answer.
Right.
But right now, it's all filibustering and muckraking. Perhaps if a proper structured debate gets underway, then only will these questions be posed and answered.
But Javed, in your experience and from what we have seen, in the last year in all the parliament sessions, do you see that happening? Do you see that there will be a forum created to discuss this particular matter, and when it is such a contentious issue?
I'm afraid not. I'm afraid that there will not be a structured debate. What will happen is this muckraking, because the idea is to throw mud. The idea is to try and tar the image of the Congress leadership. And if there is a debate, then things will be laid out threadbare, because then perhaps even Dr. Manmohan Singh might be prompted to speak. A.K. Antony will speak, as well other ministers, former ministers of the UPA government. And then perhaps details that we don't know. Right now all we've heard is allegations from one side.
Yes.
Maybe when there is a debate in the Lok Sabha, who knows, Mrs. Sonia Gandhi might decide to speak. Word coming out of the Sonia Gandhi camp is that Mrs. Sonia Gandhi has a lot to say on this, and she is going to speak. Now whether she speaks, if she's given an opportunity inside the house or she chooses some other forum, but certainly she's going to have something to say to this as well. The Congress says we have absolutely no case to answer on this. There's nothing to hide, and we are prepared for a debate. Now, earlier the Congress didn't want a debate. They were just raising slogans and disrupting the house when it came to the Uttarakhand issue. On this issue, they believe they are on a strong footing, and they want a debate to take place.
Absolutely, Javed. Just stay with me. We would like to just hear what exactly did Subramaniam Swamy had to say that led to the kind of chaos that we would just witness to before the Rajya Sabha was adjourned. Executive Editor Javed Ansari is with us. Javed, this AgustaWestland issue has certainly become, a big political flashpoint between the Congress and the BJP. We just saw how, the mention of Sonia Gandhi's name evoked such a fiery response from the opposition.
Yes, and it's not surprising, because the opposition perhaps anticipated and knew in advance what Dr. Swamy is going to say. And Dr. Swamy is a person who never hides, who's made no secret of the fact he was openly talking earlier in the day in Central Hall and outside of what he's going to say. So people had ample notice, advance notice of the kind of attack that he was likely to mount on the Congress president. And that's why the moment he took a name, the Congress party was up and was on their feet, raising their voices in the floor of the House, and the House has been adjourned. I'm afraid much the same scenes will repeat themselves when the House meets in a couple of minutes from now. Avantika?
But can we expect a response from the Congress president? What are you hearing from your sources, Javed? Is she likely to speak on this subject in the Lok Sabha?
If an opportunity presents itself, she will certainly speak in the Lok Sabha. Otherwise, if not, she will speak outside. But we are being told from people, by senior Congress leaders, that Mrs. Gandhi has a lot to say on this issue, and she will certainly state her case. Now, whether she does it in the form of an intervention, if and when the debate in the Lok Sabha takes place, or probably she may do it even today, maybe coming out in Parliament or outside, she will certainly say her piece, say what she has to say on that issue.
All right, just stay with me right now, Javed. We'll just have to play that sequence of, dialogue between Gulam Nabi Azad, the leader of the opposition in the Rajya Sabha, and the response and the rebuttal by Arun Jaitley. Let's just play that out for our viewers who have just tuned in, related to the AgustaWestland issue. And let's just see what Subramaniam Swamy had to say about the AgustaWestland issue. He was supposed to lead the charge, and this is what he said. Executive Editor Javed Ansari is with us, to explain things. Okay, and we're getting to hear right now, breaking news coming in, that the name of the Congress President Sonia Gandhi has already been exempted. It's been expunged because that was the name that was taken by Subramaniam Swamy when he was speaking on the AgustaWestland issue, following which there was an uproar in Rajya Sabha, which led to PJ Kurian to adjourn the Rajya Sabha for 10 minutes. There was an absolute ruckus, and they took offense to her name being, taken by Subramaniam Swamy. Executive Editor of India Today, Javed Ansari, joins us for more on this. Javed, so this was expected, in the beginning itself. We were expecting, huge amount of fireworks in the upper house, and especially when Subramaniam Swamy, you stood up and mentioned the Congress president's name in this scandal.
Yes, absolutely. This was the worst kept secret in Parliament today, that Dr. Subramaniam Swamy will launch an all-out attack on the Congress president. Since last evening, we were told in no uncertain terms by the BJP leaders that they will focus their attack on Sonia Gandhi. For the first time, they will accuse her of wrongdoing. And this is precisely what happened. That task was left in the Rajya Sabha to Dr. Subramaniam Swamy. And the very moment he mentioned Mrs. Sonia Gandhi's name, the Congress was up in arms. Of course, now we are being told, we are getting to hear from the Rajya Sabha Secretariat that the Vice Chairman, Mr. P.J. Kurian, has expunged her name from those records. But again, I'm sure, given Dr. Swamy's track record, he will once again, whenever he gets an opportunity, he will try and target her. And these uproarious scenes will follow, unless, of course, both sides put their heads together, better sense prevails, and then a debate takes place.
About the deal, Javed, just throw some light. The UPA government is claiming that they had taken strict action when they heard, of reports of wrongdoings and allegations of corrupt practices that surfaced in the year 2013. But in the documents that have been mentioned in that newspaper, the Italian court does make references to certain political leaders in the Congress party and also the Congress president.
Yeah, it does mention, but does it say that there was culpability? The Congress says that in that very in those very observations, he's also made one observation, which is that there is no culpability established. So if there is no culpability,
okay, Javed,
then what is the case against
My
it?
apologies. Welcome back. There has been absolute uproar in Rajya Sabha over the VVIP chopper deal, and this issue continues to snowball into one huge controversy with a showdown that we were expecting in Parliament between the BJP and the Congress, both of them, countering each other with charges from both the sides coming in. Executive Editor Javed Ansari is with us. Javed, we have seen both these parties locked in a vicious battle over a host of issues, whether it was Lalit Modi, whether it was, the General V.K. Singh's dog analogy remarks, or the intolerance row, and also the hurl case. And now we have the AgustaWestland Company issue. Now tell me, do you think that there has been a change in the BJP strategy to, go directly and attack the Congress party juggler, to pin the Congress party high command?
Without doubt, there's been a distinct change in the BJP strategy. In its earlier incarnation, when Mr. Vajpayee was Prime Minister, they used to treat the Congress leadership at least with kid gloves. This is what some of the hardliners in the present government believe. Now they believe that for 2 years, the Modi government has just been absorbing blows. It's time to retaliate. They are trying to rake as much bad blood, to rake up dirt as much as possible. The AgustaWestland judgment from an Italian court appears to have come in handy. They are using this to try and pin the Congress leadership down. They are quoting the fact that Mrs. Gandhi and other names of other senior Congress leaders have been mentioned in the judgment, and without getting, and therefore they're trying to insinuate that there was wrongdoing.
Right.
The Defence Minister, Mr. Manohar Parrikar, a while ago told journalists that yes, there's been a case of wrongdoing, and that this matter needs to be investigated and taken to its logical conclusion. So the government not backing down, the opposition certainly not backing down either.
Well, both the parties in combative mode. Javed, thank you so much for joining us. So we, of course, will keep coming back to you, and we will stay on this big story of the day.
Union Minister Nitin Gadkari has constituted a committee under the Transport Minister of Rajasthan, Yunus Khan, and all state transport ministers to submit a report on a bill to make fair